What's going on everyone? This is Ecos Blacks here, and we're here for tier 1. um Decided to remake the voice for the video because the other video just didn't really sound like you could hear me. You kind of could, but you really couldn't fully understand what I was saying, so decided to remake it. But um yeah, though we're here for Singapore in PRL, and we're actually going to go for a soft lap, and want you to pay attention to what I do here. So coming to start the lap, um, you look at my left front wheel. Yeah, you can see I was trying to invalidate, which I did do because I don't want to be the first guy to set a soft lap. I think in Singapore you never want to be the guy to set the first soft lap. You always want to see what your competitors do. So because I felt like the pace was pretty good, but I didn't really know how good it was until later. And you're actually about to see, as you can see, I fitted the mediums on, but there's a few soft runners and some decent medium runners. But coming to start our medium lap, honestly did not feel confident at this at all. I really felt like I was going to struggle, but coming to start the lap, we hit turn 1 very nicely. So through there, that was even better than what we did on the soft lap, because we're only 200s down compared to the soft lap. And then going through here, we do lose a good bit of time because we didn't have the grip compared to the softs, but still, I mean, it's not a bad lap time. So I do expect in sector 1 to lose the time that we gained, because the soft tires are going to be pretty cool. They're going to have a lot of grip and not overheating. So you're more the most thing about what I just said was overheating. So yeah, you can see we are about 2.5 tenths down, but as you'll see us go on through the lap, we will start to get that back. Now we're 4 tenths down, so you can see through here I was a lot more committed, and I actually did make a mistake through there. So it kind of did show how much time there was still left in the lap. And this was, if I got a good lap here, I knew I wasn't going to go for another lap on these tires. I just wanted to keep them fresh for the race, because I felt in my head it's just best to start on the medium tires, because a safety car, anything can happen, and you're probably more than likely you're going to be in traffic at some point during the race. So coming through here, we upshift the fourth gear pretty nicely, but you can see we are still trending pretty good even with our medium tires, and we go P2 600s off pole. So we almost got pole on the medium compound tire. So that just says how much pace we have. We have a lot of pace. As you see, Jesper here is P4 on the mediums, and he is actually up here with me. But you can see my Destroyer, Dran, Plepmaster, Suzuki, who had a quali ban, all either didn't set laps or didn't set a good lap. Suzuki had a quali ban, Dran got here late, Destroyer just did a medium lap, and Plepmaster crashed out. So I think Plepmaster, who actually almost won this race last season against Tambar, is definitely a guy that can win. But now he's going to have to start in the back. So I knew already heading into this race that these guys were going to go for the hard to medium strat, because that's what I did in Premiere, and it worked very nicely. So you can see here, I see Destroyers on the hards, I see Spinning Wind on the hards, Suzuki, Dran, Plepmaster, and GK. So I know that they saw the Premiere race and what I did, because you can stretch it to a safety car, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do. There's no way they will put on those hard tires. If not, because that was actually my plan, really, was just try to stretch it to a safety car in Premiere. So here we go now, though. We're coming to start the race, and I thought I need to get ahead of the soft runners, or get ahead or get away as quick as I can from the soft runners. So here we go. We're coming to start the Singapore Grand Prix, and lights out and away we go. We get an absolutely incredible start up through the gears. first and second phase was excellent, and yeah, we're clear now. So now I think I know I'm going to be under attack, but he actually gets a pretty bad exit out of turn 2, so or 3, whichever one. But so now out of 4, I believe. Sorry if it's not, but we actually don't have to use the ERS because he's nowhere near us. And he, I think, did use a bit of ERS. I'm pretty sure everyone's on 11-11 wings, but we didn't have to use the ERS because we were way ahead. So we were actually pretty okay from that aspect. There is a crash in the back within Williams, it looks like. Actually, I think that's an Alpine. That does look like an Alpine, but and then there's a Haas as well. So my teammate for this race is Bezine, I think is how you say it. So my teammate Jesse had work, so he couldn't race, and they gave me the reserve Bezine for today's race. Also, you know, yesterday my girlfriend Spinning Wind said, as you see, my teammate leave. I think he lagged out or was having connection problems. You see, Spinning Wind, a good friend of mine for years, has also stopped racing Tier 1. I think he'll still probably be a reserve, but I don't think he's going to race full time anymore. He said he'd still do some commentary if needed, so he still wants to help out with the league. You know, good guy, obviously. He wants to help out any way he can. So that's kind of the big announcement in the race. But also, you can see here, we are 2.5 seconds up, and my teammate retires, and that triggers only a virtual safety car. But also, wait, one more thing. The guy behind me, G, is actually, I don't know if him and the Haas are brothers, but, so he actually got Spinning Wind's new seat in the McLaren. So expect him to be in the McLaren for the last 4 races of the season. So, but at this point, you can see we are starting to pull away. We are 2.9 seconds. Jesper's getting held up with those old softs, so there's just really nothing he can do. So he's just gonna have to be patient until he can find a way through all that traffic. Because right now we are doing what we need to do and just taking it really easy, building our gap. And right now the mediums are definitely better than the soft. The mediums are definitely better than the mediums are definitely better than the softs. As you see, we are up 4.8 seconds, so we gained like 2 seconds over, I think, 2 laps. So yeah.
No, I don't see it.
But I know the soft runners, they know they just gotta push it out. But on to lap 7, you'll see here they are just now entering the main straight, and some soft runners are pitting. As you can see, Turtle Hopper and G are into the pits. So yeah, now you can see Destroyer is up to P5 on the hard tire. He's about 10 seconds away, I believe, from a full pit stop behind. But you can see the gap to Jesper is 10.2 seconds on lap 7. So coming to one of the most trickiest sections in the circuit, as Suzuki says, the fastest lap, I want you to pay attention to this. The gap is now 15.3 seconds. So I was certain he got wing damage, and that just completely, you know, slowed him down a lot. He's actually slowing down his teammate, and he's slowing down GK, who these guys don't need to be getting held up right now. They need to be building their gaps to the hard runners, because the hard runners are going to be flying at the end of the race with medium tires and low fuel. So we need to be extending our gap as much as we can, and you know, that's what I did. I almost got a full pit stop on 5th place. I'm about 4 seconds away from that. Now you can see Drain, I'm about a full pit stop ahead of him. I need about another second. So I started to think, if a safety car comes out, I don't want these guys to be right up on me on medium tires. So I decided to I was trying to decide, do I want to pit or try to go further, because I was actually extending my gap. But I'm gonna decide here to just be safe and pit. So that is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to head to the pits and just do the right thing. So I'm nearly speed as the car is starting to lighten up on me, but luckily we don't speed as we will exit the pits now. And you can see these guys hadn't even entered, they didn't even enter the main straight yet when I exited the pits. But now we are stuck behind the Haas, and I'm actually going to try and get by here in this straight, but you can see the Haas is actually using the battery, which I did expect them. I did expect these guys to race me. So I realized it's just really about taking my time and, you know, maneuvering through this traffic, because there's really nothing they can do. I'm a full pit stop ahead basically now, so you know, I might as well just, you know, take my time, because I'm not going to lose anything to the leaders, really. It's just, I'm only going to lose at the end of the run, and if I get wing damage or something. So now it's just about really taking my time. But you can see the Haas does make a mistake, and we are going to use the battery, DRS, and all the straight line speed we have with 1111 wings. And we are going to go down his inside, and a little bit of contact there. It wasn't the cleanest overtake, but we get by. And now you can see later on in the race, we have caught the two hard runners. And you can see I didn't activate the DRS because I didn't want to get too close. But you saw they did use a bit of battery, and I believe it looked like they did, but I also didn't deploy the ERS, or DRS, so not quite sure. But heading onto the main straight, you will see here again, they are going to use the battery, and I knew they were, especially Destroyer. I knew he was going to try to hold me up. You know, there's nothing really wrong with it, but I knew he was going to do it, so I decided to turn my battery off pretty early. I just wanted him to waste his battery, so therefore when I make my overtake, he has really nothing to fight with, because it's so hard to recharge the battery here. But coming on through here, you can see I'm in the slipstream, but I'm just not gaining anything. So I thought about a dive, but I chose not to. He keeps like turning in, and Destroyer doesn't do what he did in Belgium and completely turns across. But I actually hit the back of him, which surprisingly he didn't report me for. But you see him, he's pushing it to try and stay ahead of me. You know, he wants to hold me up as much as possible, because you never know, I could get damaged, and this time or what he's doing right now could be very crucial later. But he makes a big mistake, and I have to lift. I nearly almost spun out because of that. And here you can just see the grip we have in these new hearts, and he is just all over the place. And here I was using my battery to try and kind of fake him out, but I wasn't going to make that move because I knew he would just turn in on me. And here you can see he makes a bit of a mistake. So now we're going to try to go to the outside to set him off for this next turn down the straight. And you can see, like we did last season, it's going to work. And Pledmaster's actually trying to give Destroyer a slipstream from what he said in the Tier 1 chat, which was understandable. I've done that before. So now we've gotten second, and now we just need to get by Pledmaster here, which is the plan down the second DRS straight, and or third DRS straight really. But so we just need to get as close as we can. And I know right here I am really good right here, but I didn't really hit it right. But I nearly run into the back of him, and I kind of had to open my exit out. So now I have to use the battery, got to use the DRS, and here we're going to make a bit cleaner overtake. I did have to go a little bit on the curve, but we make the overtake, and now we are set for the rest of this race. As long as no safety car comes out. Even if a safety car does come out, we did what we needed to do. We got ahead of those guys. And now we lead the race. He could be going to the soft tires, honestly, and go fast as well. So Destroyer pits, and onto the final lap of the race. Destroyer got all the way up at second. So we did what we needed to do. I'm pushing for fastest lap here. Just, you never know. You could get it extra points, but I may get fastest lap here. we did everything we could do, and I think Destroyer is going to do very, very good damage limitation and get the P2 here. So coming onto the main straight, we are going to win our 4th straight race, and the gap now is 60 points for me and Destroyer. So
139.8. I think that matches it.
we did our job, and now it's just about continuing to do it into Baku, because a lot of things can happen there. Anything can happen there.
Type of track where
So
people with wheels actually...
yeah, Baku's next Sunday,
Like my teammate, that's kind of what I'm
and
concerned
I'm actually going to
about.
run my original
It's so
helmet
easy to
there
hit the wall there.
for the final
That's
time
the
this
bad
season.
thing about that track.
But
It's easier to hit the wall
yeah,
there.
I really enjoyed this race. Probably my most, was my most dominant win in F1. So proud of that, and had a lot of fun. I was not looking forward to this race, but I'm glad it turned out the way it did. So
do all that, but especially
yeah,
Baku to have a chance. Dang,
it's
man,
gonna be pretty much it for me. Follow the socials, Ecos Blacks, and also made a new PSN, Ecos Blacks. Not gonna use it for this league,
Made a mistake on the last
probably,
lap. Got 3
but
seconds
I
on the
probably
last
will
lap.
probably will next year, but or next game, but not this game for the rest of the season. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. See you guys later. Hope you have a nice day. Sorry I had to record this again for the voice.
I think this
That's
is
it for me.
3rd or 4th straight race without getting a warning. Wait, Hungary? Yeah, 4th straight race without getting a penalty. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was a 138. I was way off. Okay, well, appreciate it.